Hedwige, thank you so much for joining us here at Risk Minds
Thank
International. What would you say are the key challenges of regulating new technologies that are coming into this market, and what sort of a challenge is that?
Yes, so of course the banking industry has been used to be regulated a lot, and we have a lot of regulators who have accompanied us along the way. In terms of innovation, it's a bit different because it goes very quickly, it's unknown, it's a new field. So actually the big challenge is trying to do it the right way and to understand how to help the banking industry be, of course, risk-minded without killing innovation.
Exactly, because it's almost chicken and egg, isn't it?
Yes.
Which comes first, the regulation or the innovation? How does that work in practicality?
Yeah, so we've seen very nice new ideas and solutions to specifically address this issue. So one of the big examples is the regulatory sandboxes. That has been very much championed by both the UK, Singapore, and that enables actually to try out a number of ideas in a protected setting. So I think that's one of the very good examples of how you can regulate, but bit by bit.
Why is it so difficult to innovate if the framework isn't there? What sort of barriers does that set up?
Yes, so we think as a banking industry that we should encourage innovation, and actually we are on the same line as regulators in that perspective. So most of the regulators want to enhance and to enable innovation. So it's rather try to see how to address then the risks that can potentially emerge. I've already talked about the regulatory sandboxes. Another idea is to work with principles. So rather principle-based regulations, so for example addressing issues like data privacy, transparency, accountability, avoiding bias in systems. So trying to engage in that conversation with the banking industry around principles rather than trying to rule out everything on beforehand.
You touched on it a moment ago in your previous answer about how fast this area is moving and how technology is evolving so quickly. How on earth does the industry keep up, and how challenging is that?
Yes, so we learned a lot with the fintechs that came up a few years ago, and I think we managed to arrange a very smooth transition now with a lot of fintechs working together with banks, fintechs being acquired by banks. The next challenge will be big tech entering the field, sometimes without having the banking licenses and not wanting to have the banking licenses. So that will be the next challenge, how they can innovate and compete in a parallel world. So I think that will be the big challenge for the coming months.
So lots of challenges, but presumably you see, being at the forefront of this, the huge opportunity that machine learning and AI provides too.
Yes. So we all know that customers are fully online. So they want to have quick access, quick decisions, smart decisions, tailor-made. So those new technologies enable to do this at a lower cost, better managing risk as well. But we have to address the risks that are emerging, and so I think that's a big challenge also for the risk directors that are here at Risk Minds, and I'm thrilled to see so many topics on the agenda of this Risk Minds edition.
So with so many people here, you touched on it there, what would you like to see as the key message that's being delivered as we approach 2020?
I think that Risk Minds is a great platform because we have a lot of external knowledge partners here on the platform, talking with banks, and so I think that's a great idea to learn from each other and to see how we can find out solutions that are innovative, that keep up with what customers want, and of course to stay compliant for the future.
Great to talk to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you.